Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's Fish Report Saturday morning. We got all kinds of stuff to talk about. I just got off the phone with my good buddy Mike Maddox. That Byte up at the Channel Islands is going bananas still, except it's taking a little break right now. It's blowing about a zillion up there. So that's good for those sea bass. Gives them a little bit of a break. But we were just talking how wide open it is up there. You just drive up there, find the squid, drop a bait. He said it didn't matter if it was a sardine, a fluke, or a live squid or a dead squid. It didn't matter. It's whatever hit the water first was going to get bit. Well, we got a great show for you today. I was talking to my sister about 10 minutes before that. The United States Coast Guard has a bunch of stuff going on right now. These illegal charters running up and down the California coast. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And you don't want to get caught in that mess because it's a giant mess. And we just got a lot of stuff to talk about. We got some callers that are going to call in today. They're catching some fish. And it's a beautiful Saturday morning. Me and my buddy Marley are hanging out here. Kelly girl's getting our day ready. So Marley and I got a bunch of fun stuff to do today because Kelly is our activities director on Saturdays and Sundays, and she's got a lot of great things for us to do. I hope you enjoyed our show yesterday from that beautiful house on the East Cape. I had a good time talking to you and telling a little bit more about our website and all the great things that the website provides for everybody. And talk more about those anchovies, how important those are. Oh my goodness. A couple of our members just had some phenomenal fish in the last few days with the anchovies. And then lo and behold, you pull up to the bait barge the next day and here's these gigantic sardines. They're so big. It's sad. I don't know what the answer is. I really don't. Because on one hand, I love our bait companies, but on the other hand, I hate those giant sardines, and they just take away all the excitement when you're all fired up and ready to go catch fish. And as we've all learned, it's all about catching. It's so much fun to catch fish, and when you got those anchovies, it's so fun. And when it takes away your excitement, when you pull up to the bait barge and everything in there looks like a rainbow trout, it's kind of sad. But I don't know. I've never run a bait boat. I don't know what it's like. The last guy in the world that should judge those guys. I just think, man, how do you get that net in the water without catching anchovies? With all the anchovies that I saw the other day when I was up there at Don Hansen Day. Crazy, crazy, crazy. But let me tell you guys this bulletin that just came out to all the sport fishing landings up and down the coast. The United States Coast Guard encourages the public to avoid illegal operations this year of the charter boat industry. As boating and vacation season kicks into gear, the United States Coast Guard urges the public to remain vigilant and informed when booking on-water excursion. The safety of our passengers is our top priority, and we are actively working to identify and stop illegal passenger vessels operating across the nation's waterways. These illegal operations often lack a licensed operator, proper safety equipment, required inspections. In the event of an emergency, these deficiencies can have deadly consequences and compromise public safety. And it's up to you guys when you're chartering these boats to know if it's a legal operation, if they've got the proper safety equipment, if the captain is licensed captain, or if he's just a guy that bought a boat and he wants to make a little money on the side. The one thing I can tell you, that probably the very easiest way to tell is what they're charging. The legal guys are charging X amount. The illegal guys are charging X amount. It's pretty easy and pretty basic to figure it out, gang. If you see a guy that's $500 or $600 a day less than everybody else, red flag. That guy, I'll guarantee you that guy's doing it illegally. Hey, now we got a handful of people watching. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Good morning. It's Saturday morning. We're talking fish reports. Anybody that's been out fishing, any members of the website, you have my telephone number. Text message me. I'll give you a time to call in. Tell everybody about what you've been catching, where you've been catching it at, and all that good stuff. And then today is ReelQuick Saturday, and we're also going to throw up a really cool offer from offshore, which would be the Offshore Products Fillet Boards from Don Stanley. We'll show you guys a really cool video about that in a few minutes, and he's got a great special going on this weekend for Memorial Day weekend. And thank you guys. It is Memorial Day weekend. It's a big weekend for the industry. Unfortunately, we've had a phenomenal amount of wind, and I guess the wind's blowing pretty good today from what I've been told. So be careful out there. Hopefully most of you are sitting here watching the show today, and you're not out there getting the living bejesus beat out of you on the water. Good morning, Bob, Tim, Don Stanley, Jeff, John. And yeah, hopefully you're not out there getting beat up, and then the 9 million boats that are out there. Like I told everybody on the podcast on Thursday, you know what's fun to do today? Turn on channel 16 and just listen. It's going to be incredible, the amount of people that are going to be out there that their batteries are dead and they're out of gas. Those are the two things you're going to hear a ton of today. If you want to turn on channel 16 after our podcast and just be entertained by listening to that. Unfortunately, a lot of the people don't listen to our podcast and don't understand how important boat maintenance is. And now we're into the summer. It's summertime. Memorial Day weekend kicks off the summer. And these guys are going to be out there driving around on their boats that they haven't driven around on their boats since last year when they put it away for the winter time because they're not lobster fishermen. And now they're going to find out how their batteries didn't hold up. They haven't changed their batteries in years, 3 years, 4 years at the most. That's what you're going to get out of a boat battery, gang. You may get more than that on your car battery, but not on a boat battery. Because the thing about the boat battery is you're not driving your boat every day. The battery's getting dead. When it gets dead, then it gets charged back up. Then it gets dead. Then it gets charged back up. It's amazing how the life of the battery gets destroyed. Here, you want to go over there? You want to get up there? You want to get up there? You want to stay with Dad? I knew you wanted to get over there, Marley. I could tell by the way you were wiggling. That's my little monkey, Marley, if you don't know. Yeah, Alfred Montier, he's got a funny channel. It's kind of fun to watch. He just doesn't have a good concept of what boaters are doing. But yeah, Joey, Homeland, I would love for you to call in and tell us what you've been catching. Call me right now. We'll take you on the air right now. That would be awesome. But there's all kinds of... Tut, so sorry about your dad. I apologize. I know what it's like. I know what it feels like. It's not a good feeling. And yeah, we canceled the date. All right, good. Captain Al Clowers is going to try to go live tomorrow morning from the Coronado Islands with his grandkids. Now we got Starlink Mini on his little boats, and he can carry it around, put it on the big boat, but he's going to go down there and see if he can't catch some yellows at the Coronados tomorrow. So he'll be live on our show tomorrow, which would be great to have him on Sunday morning. For some reason, Sundays are super busy when we go live. Last weekend, Justin had like 80,000 views. Jason Grayshot, good morning. I missed a call from you. We were over on the East Cape with our friends in Los Barillas for the last couple of days. We got home last night. I don't know if you caught anything or not. You didn't leave a message saying you caught anything. Go ahead and throw it up here if you did. Let's see what this guy's got going on. Let's see what's going down with Joey.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, little buddy. What's going on?
Nothing much. How are you, sir?
Good. You been fishing?
Yes, sir.
No way. Are you posting on the website?
Yes, sir. I posted on it last week. I didn't upload my most recent photos, but yes, sir, I've been posting.
Oh, okay. So a couple years ago, you put a post up, and that's good enough. I understand. I understand. That'd be like that's how I'm going to handle Homeland Security this week. We're going to do what we did 4 years ago. How's that sound?
Sounds effective, sir.
Yeah, exactly. Well, what's going on now that I got to bust your butt a little bit?
Nothing much, sir. I did my first sport boat trip, actually. I went out on the Thunderbird. Had a great time. Just anytime I go out, I usually have the kids with me, or I'm driving the boat, or I'm doing something. I always have a bunch of other responsibilities, so I finally went out and just
went fishing.
I decided I was just going to be the fisherman and not have any other responsibilities. And I'll tell you, it was an absolutely awesome experience. I had a fantastic time. Met a lot of people. Got a lot of fishing buddies now that I didn't have before. So just really awesome experience.
Nice. Did you were you there when they got into that sea bass bite, or were you there for the rock? What day were you on the boat?
We were there Wednesday. It was just a lot of rockfish.
Okay.
We saw a couple breezers from some bonita, but they were moving too fast for us to get on them, and they just wouldn't stop. But we caught. There was a lot of rockfish, a lot of whitefish, which I actually thoroughly enjoyed both of them. So to me, it was an awesome experience. I don't need to go chase a yellowtail. I just want one fish in the freezer.
Right, exactly. You got all those kids to feed. You need some fish in the freezer.
Yes, sir. Exactly. Yes, sir.
Well, I'm glad you had a good experience on the Thunderbird. Were you wearing any of my gear?
Yes, sir. I was wearing your Saltwater Guide shirt.
Because they're really big fans of me.
I talked to Jeff for a minute, and they had I reckon that boat's had the same deckhands on it for like 15 or 20 years or so.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, everybody seemed to be really nice on there. I'd like to get back out on it, but work and whatnot.
Yeah, I understand, buddy. I understand. Yeah. Well, it's good to hear your voice this morning, my friend. Everybody's loving hearing what you had to say about going out on the Thunderbird and getting to have a day where you got to actually relax. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for keeping me safe. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. It's been an awesome experience. So
we all appreciate you, especially on Memorial Day weekend. Thank you very much for keeping us all safe. We appreciate you.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you.
Have a great day. Talk to you soon.
Yes, sir.
All right. That was my good friend. He's been a member of the website for a very long time, and he's working very diligently to make sure that we all stay super safe in what we do on a daily basis, gang. Yeah, just like the police officers that are members. I'll tell you what, when I pick up the phone and dial 911, I want the police coming. I don't want a counselor showing up. And just like Homeland Security, I want to make sure that airplane I'm flying in is going to make it to the destination. So thank you very much, Joey, for that. Gang, we got a lot to talk about today. And John Stanley, if you could call in, that would be great. It's your turn. I'd be more than happy to hear from you, buddy. And everybody, it's just awesome to have you all with us today. Oh my gosh, Jason, that's beautiful grouper, man. Beautiful groupers. Those are nice ones. Wow, good job, buddy. Beautiful groupers. Nice. And I don't know if you guys saw Justin fishing a couple days ago at Catalina, a handful of yellowtail. Here he is. Good morning, John Stanley.
Good morning, Captain Dave. How are you?
We are doing great. How's my tattoo?
It's perfect and getting lots of exposure.
Nice.
The original one.
Yes, the very first one, the OG.
That's right.
Yeah, what's going on? Did you go fishing?
Ever since you started this Saturday show, I haven't slept in on a Saturday. So, yeah, I went fishing last Sunday.
Nice.
My daughter and her friend were going to go and try and catch some of those bonita. My friend went out the day before. Did pretty good. Even said he had great bait, so we went out the next day and we pulled up to the bait barge. The first thing I always ask him is any anchovies, and I thought he said it was mixed, but I guess I heard wrong. So he started passing in there, and I'm looking, and I'm like, oh man, these are Sardinosaurus rex, man. But by that time it was too late, so I got the bait. I took care of those guys anyway because they're just working.
No, they're not catching it.
No, they're good dudes. You know, last time they actually sent me down to the end and said, wait here, and took care of me. But we went out to the area where I thought they were going to be, started looking around and didn't see any of them. Of course, my daughter, she ain't patience. Let's go to La Jolla. You know, all my girls are all spoiled. Anyone that goes fishing with me is spoiled because they got some good spots in La Jolla.
Yeah, you do, and they catch a fish every time they drop their line in the water, huh?
Yeah, I mean we've in the past couple seasons, ever since doing what you tell us to do, we run out of bait. That's a common thing, and people think that's how it is every time, but it's not every time. But a lot of times when you got a lot of spots, which I do. So we got to my first spot. And we already saw fish on the meter. You can see them visually, everything anchored up. Like I said, we got these big-ass sardines. So I didn't bring my chum bucket or anything because I thought we were just going to do bonita. But I had Captain L's
chum tube, right?
Yeah, I got that at PCS. And he sent me up with the one with the long handle. And that makes a difference, I would think. I haven't used a short handle, but it's perfect. I'm standing on the deck. And I put about 4 of those sardines in there, those big ass sardines, and it just went to work. And it was really quick. I mean, the results were fast. And I even sent you that video. Some people here, you've seen it. But that was right away as soon as we got there. We did start jumping first. I mean, not as soon as we got there, I started doing that. And you can see. There was some fish, I don't know what they are. They were kind of big. They almost look purple, but I don't know what they are. But you can see the calicos. They were swarming. They were just all over it. And my daughter, she threw out one of those big old sardines, and they were biting it, but, you know, they're just too big. They couldn't get it.
Yeah, a lot of little chew marks all over it.
Yeah, and so I was cutting a thin strip off the side, like if you were going to fillet it, and then I kept the whole tail on there. I throw that out there. That kind of
way to go right here.
Right, hold on.
I usually do. But and then my daughter was dropping down on the bottom with a dropper loop. She caught her first sheep's head that she's been wanting. That was pretty cool.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, she was so stoked about that. And then I have a black and white tatty lure. I would throw out there, and probably 10 times straight, it got hit.
By the calicos?
Barracuda.
Oh, okay. The little barracuda, they keep you active, right?
Oh, yeah. They're a lot of fun. You know, we had someone with us that doesn't fish a lot, right? Yeah, she doesn't go fish a lot, and she's had a blast. And there was one barracuda. It was pretty close.
Nice.
And a few times we could see boiling around the boat. Just all of a sudden, they weren't calicos. I don't know. Of course, I'm telling myself all those yellows. They were
absolutely
just outside of casting distance, because they would just pop up and the birds would be all over it too. You'd see the boils. That happened like 2 or 3 times just outside of casting distance. But I know they're there in La Jolla. Hell, I've caught 2 in that my go-to spot. So you just get that bass bite going, man, with that jump tube. It's quick bass in a hurry. All of a sudden, they're out there. And as we all know, you need to increase the prey density level, and anything can happen.
Yeah, I'm trying to load that video right now. So here we go. So this is what we're talking about, what John was doing with Captain Al's chum tube. Check this out. real quick.
This is the way to go right here. Instant chum line. Right here. We got big sardines. Too big to use for bait. So I put about 4 of them in there. And you can see the chum line. You can see the fish in there. Look, there's calicos everywhere. I know what those other fish are, but wow, that's all it takes. No, that's how you look at all the calicos. That is all calico back there. Talk about increasing the prey density level. Now anything can show up.
Yeah, and you see all the fish swimming around back there behind the boat. It's just, what a great video. Thanks for making that for us. And that's helps everybody to kind of understand what to do with that giant sardine, right, John?
Yeah, I gotta get a GoPro or something and put in the water, because I'm telling you, you can't. I mean, you can see them in that video, but towards the back of it, there's so many calicos you couldn't even count them, and it's so fast. That was within just a couple of minutes of when I started doing it. What a game changer, you know. I just happened to have it on the boat just because, and it made a whole day of fishing.
Yeah, thank goodness, right? Or you'd have been standing there chopping sardines up and dropping little pieces in. It wouldn't have been the same. That chum tube is a game changer for sure. You and Tina have been doing it for a very long time with your chum bucket and grinding up sardines at your house. I bet you were looking at those giant, massive sardines going, boy, we could get a lot of chum buckets filled with this garbage, huh?
Yeah, well, I brought so much of it home because we didn't even use that many, you know, just a handful. But I'm thinking with this chum tube, I might not have to go through my whole process, you know. I saved them. You can just put them in their hole and do that. But I mean, it's still fun doing it with you, the whole process, the whole, you know, it's just fun just doing stuff.
Yeah, the more chum, the better, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty lucky. My wife's cool. I get to do stuff in the kitchen that I'm sure other women would just, their heads would explode. Tina, you know, she's cool.
Oh yeah, it's cool to see the food processor, the whole operation going on in your kitchen. I always say that the first time I saw it when I was at your house, I was like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. Yeah, Kelly would kill me.
La machine.
The La Machine. Well, thank you, buddy, for calling in. I hope that the weather calms down. You get to go fishing tomorrow or the next day. If this wind backs off a little bit, I know you don't care that there's going to be 9 million people, because you can go park right there at La Jolla and catch fish every time you throw your line in the water.
Yeah, I'm used to the zoo around me anyway. But I was thinking I got to go down the book to do a few things anyway. I was going to throw some of my cars out there or something, because today's the opening day of Star, right? Yeah,
today is the opening day of the Star Tournament. There's so many different things that are different from last year. They got that sand bass division for any sand bass. It could be a 1-inch sand bass. It could be a 20-pound sand bass. You get to, every time you catch a sand bass, you get to submit an entry into the contest. Take a picture of it and enter it into the contest, right?
That's right. Everyone got to download that app, Fishing Chaos.
FishingChaos.com. And if you check out the app, and then you'll learn more about the Star Tournament. The Star Tournament is a way for us to raise some more money to keep fishing open in Southern California. And as the season goes along, I want to see lots of your saltwater guides entered. I'd love to see everybody sweep the whole thing and get all 10 of the prizes, except for, like you were saying, the Parker. You got to give that to somebody else. We don't need that.
I already got one problem in the slip right now.
Right.
that Alaska trip sounds pretty cool, though.
Yeah, it does. It's going to be insane.
And they have the weekly prizes as well. You know, those measuring devices and flyers should have already been on all the sport boats by now. But I was talking with Wayne. We're gonna work something out when we get down there. Yeah, well, you're very, very proactive, which helps out tremendously. Not a lot of people are proactive. You're one of the very few. So thank you so much for trying to keep this fishing thing open for the masses, for all of us. We appreciate what you do. It's fun. The involvement. I just love the involvement. That's the payoff right there, you know?
Well, we love that you're involved, and I love everywhere I go. I see something about John Stanley did this or John Stanley did that, or will the real John Stanley please stand up?
Man, I wish my dad was around to see all this. How involved I am. He was years ago, you always told me, man, you got to get involved with the CCA. You got to do this, you got to do that. And yeah, well, she was around, you know.
Well, him and my dad are both looking down at us, and they're both very proud. I guarantee you that.
That makes me feel better.
They couldn't tell us. They couldn't tell us they were proud of us when they were here, but they're feeling pretty proud of us, watching these two knuckleheads run around, actually caring about stuff now.
Yeah, right.
Instead of just raising havoc, running around, boosting cars, and doing all the stupid stuff we used to do, right?
You might have had a little bit of respect for that part.
Oh, yeah. When I got to hear those stories at Don Hansen Day, you blew my mind, my friend. You blew my mind.
Oh, I got a lot more that I can tell you.
Well, we got a lot more time at the rail together, I'm sure, so there'll be time to share.
All right, I look forward to it.
Thank you, John Stanley, for everything you do for the brand, for the fishing in Southern California. And gang, you should take John Stanley's lead if you want to get a hold of these measuring devices and help everybody be involved with the Star Tournament. Like John said, they should be on every sport boat. Every sport boat should have them because you can sign up while you're out on the sport boat during the day. You can just jump on the app and sign right up. And John, tell everybody again what the app is so they can jump on there and get signed up. So you can win. You can win weekly prizes too, right?
Yeah, that's what they do. It's called Fishing Chaos. It's an app, and just navigate around it. There's a lot of tournaments on it that go on all around the country. But you just go navigate around and find the Star app. You register. It's got a dashboard. It's got a leaderboard. It tells you everything that's you can entry. I was looking at it last night, and my yellowtail from last year is still on the leaderboard, and it's pretty cool. They even have this is kind of clever. They have another entry is Mylar balloons.
Yeah, that's something we need to talk about on this show. We haven't ever talked about it. The Mylar balloons is a giant problem in Southern California.
Well, we see them every time we go out.
Every single time.
But now, when you grab one of those off the water, that's an entry. Grabbing that, getting that junk out of the water can get you a boat or a trip to Alaska.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, that's all it takes. It doesn't have to be the biggest fish. It just has to be an entry. That's all it is.
And that's the best part about the Star Tournament is it doesn't have to be one of those big, gross, dirt-clawed bluefin. You could actually get yourself a Mylar balloon and win the whole thing. You don't have to have a giant bluefin that you spent a couple $1,000 driving around the middle of the ocean to catch. That you can't even eat. Huh?
A blue what?
Yeah, exactly.
Last year, we didn't even go offshore.
You don't need to anymore, right?
Not even once. Didn't go offshore. But we caught yellowtail. We did just fine.
It's like I say on all my seminars, people go offshore because they don't know how to fish. So they got to go out there and find a kelp patty and find some dumb fish. They don't want to go fish for those talent fish, John.
Oh man, this your app and website, what a godsend. Because we fish so damn much now, and the greatest thing is I could go to La Jolla, I could go to one spot. Sometimes we've been at one spot, run out of bait, fill up the bags, get food in the freezer, get back to the slip, and I look, and the gas gauge didn't even move. It's so awesome.
Isn't it?
There's been times me and Tina, we went offshore, we went down to 302s, we went to this, we went to that, we went Mexican waters all over the place. And how much is that in gas? That's got to be a few $100. All of that just to get back to the dock and catch a $300 spotted bay bass.
Right. Back in the day, though. And then you only fish, like you were telling me, you only fish for 2.5, 3 months a year. You didn't even fish during the winter time. Now you guys fish every single chance you get, right?
Yeah, zero downtime. Thanks for that.
Winter, spring, summer, or fall, the fish are always there. Now, guys that are members of the website, they're learning how to do it, which is pretty cool. That chum tube and the chum bucket are a godsend. It just explodes that water.
It's year round. It's so exciting, because all the info you got on there, especially the spots, it's year round. It's something to do. It just changes, and now we know. Not as good, of course, but we know what the sport boats know, or we know where the sport boats know, and we know what to do when we get there. I would never fall. They see me out there. I'm sure they know. I'm sure Brian in New Seaport, he knows me. I would never follow him around. I might be on a spot that he wants, but I got there first. But he's got plenty. But it's just awesome. We go out there and we have so many choices, so many options. Oh, if someone's on that spot, well, check it out. I got the app right here. I can look it up. I've already written down my little book. Oh, damn, the current's going uphill. Oh, we'll go to Pine Tree. That's an uphill spot.
Yeah.
It's great. And I know all this because, like a nerd, 4 or 5 years ago, I'm sitting there watching the spots, writing it down, making notes, making little books. but now I go out with a plan instead of just blind like a dummy. Because I've been that guy. My name's John Stanley. I'm a recovering booger eater.
Thank you, John Stanley, you recoverer. Thank you very, very much.
The next tattoo is I'm a recovering booger eater. Increase the free density level.
Yeah, buddy. Hell yeah. And thank you so much for helping promote the website too. I love you, man. I love Tina too. You guys have a great day and we'll talk to you soon.
All right. You have a good Saturday.
Later, buddy. All right. There's one of our longtime good time members. John Stanley went and got this logo tattooed on his arm. He was the very first person. I can't even thank him enough. It's absolutely incredible that is going on. I'm blown away. Absolutely blown away that he went and got my logo tattooed on his arm. But thank you so much, John Stanley. Now everyone else is starting to do it, but you will always be the first, buddy. You will always be the first. We had a phone call come through. Hold on. Okay. All right. Let's call Stuart. He's out on the water, I think, or he was. Let's see what we got here. We got another call in from another great member. Hang in there, folks. Hopefully he answers. He called in when I was talking to John Stanley.
Hello.
Stuart?
Yeah.
Captain Dave.
Hey, Dave. How you doing?
Good. Welcome to the show, buddy. Everybody's standing by to see what you've been catching.
Well, a little bit of everything.
How wonderful is that?
Yeah, it is wonderful. Yeah, it's been a good year. And it's so early.
Yeah, it is. But, man, that water looks beautiful out there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sure does.
So what were you doing? Where were you at? Kind of give us a rundown real quick. It sounds like you got kids in the background and stuff, so I won't take a lot of your time.
Yeah, just basically the bay, doing a lot of down in San Diego Bay and surf fishing. Basically,
Okay.
it's been it. Yeah, haven't been really offshore at all.
No reason to be offshore unless you got a phenomenal amount of money and you like driving around and fishing in the pitch black dark. But
exactly.
That back bay is a pretty magical place, right?
That whole bay is magical. I don't think I've ever gone out there where I haven't had a good day.
Did Captain Al help you at all start to break that thing down?
Yeah. And I've been trying to pick up some time so I can actually hire him to go out there and do a little bit more thorough investigation because I know that guy knows. He knows that bay like the back of his hand. I'm still searching a lot of the areas. I go to the areas that he talks about, but I know he knows it in more detail.
Yeah, have you got a bonefish?
I have not. That's one thing I want to do. That is one thing I really want to do, get a bonefish back there. Yeah,
you got to take the guy. He's a magician. I said the same thing that you said, and I went out there and I had 13 in an hour. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
And then he told me that's a slow day. I was like, well, if that's slow, I want to see what wide open is. And then the next day, Brian from Promar went with him and caught more bonefish. He couldn't even count them. He caught so many. That's kind of a magical thing back there. People fly all over the world to catch a bonefish, and you can do it in San Diego Bay.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the surf fishing. What have you been catching in the surf?
A lot of perch, a couple of corvina here and there, but mostly the perch. Okay, cool.
Bitchin'.
Yeah, it's all great.
And the website helps out with the surf fishing too?
It really does. It really does.
just, again, it's a more thorough understanding of where to go and how to catch those fish.
Right. Right. Yeah, that's what it's all about, right? It's just info. Need more info. Need more info.
Yeah, even when you guys start talking about the bait and stuff, like for the bay and offshore, I get a lot of information for that too as well. Just everything that you talk about, like even when you guys are talking about how to hook the sand crabs and how to hook the worms and everything, it made a big difference.
Oh, absolutely. It really helps when you got Bill Varney pushing you in the right direction. That guy's like the surf fishing guru.
Yeah, he's great. I like watching him. He's great.
Yeah, he's got that smooth, velvety voice, and you got me with the big boom voice.
Yeah, the fishing industry that you're all connected into has been great. I mean, not only just the fishing, but the fact that you're keeping us informed about, what's going on politically and fighting for our rights and just keeping us informed. I really appreciate that. That's super important for this industry.
Absolutely. I would have never thought so. Thank you so much for noticing that, Stuart. Yeah, never in my wildest imagination did I ever think I'd be in the political realm, but someone has to inform everybody, and it seems like everyone's afraid to talk about it. So here we are. Boom.
Yeah, it's bigger than you think. It's super, super important. Don't stop doing that.
Don't worry, buddy. I won't. I enjoy it. I enjoy being at those meetings and watching their heads explode when I bring 50 to 150 of my buddies there. They're just they don't know what to do. They're like, wait, people care now. It's crazy.
Yeah, I love it.
Well, thank you, Stuart, for calling in this morning. I appreciate you. Go be the best dad you can be. Happy Memorial Day weekend.
Thank you. Keep doing it. Keep doing a great job. I appreciate it.
You got it, boss. See ya. Hey, gang, I want you to check this out real
Your Saltwater
quick.
Guide, Capt. Dave Hansen. We're down here at the Physico Sport Fishing Show. And I'm with Daniel Rubin, the creator of the ReelQuick reel seat system. This is an amazing, amazing product.
You guys check this out. ReelQuick Fishing is a dovetail connection. It is in the unlocked position for simplicity here. Comes right off the rod with a dovetail connection. No more screws, no more clamps on the back. Goes on the rod just like that, and we can lock this in place. Turn of a pin. This is strong. This is not coming off of this rod. ReelQuickFishing.com. Dave, you want to add anything to this?
The really cool part about this is the simplicity of it. I fish hard all the time. I hold my rod the proper way. I know a lot of you don't. A lot of you have your hand back here. You always want to have your hand in front of the reel. That's the way that the whole design was made to do, is do it the right way. Normally, when you grab it the right way, you're dealing with the ferrule screws right here. And when you're grabbing it and undoing it, the screws keep coming undone. There's none of that happening anymore. It's a very easy system to use the right way. I was blown away when I saw this. I thought it would add a lot of weight to the rod. Actually, it takes away a lot of the weight.
An incredible system. You guys got to see it at the PCS show. You got to see it on Don Hansen Day. There was a bunch of us fishing with that system, and I'll be fishing with it up in Alaska. You'll get to see a lot of videos. Daniel was cool enough to send me up 3 of those outfits to fish with up there, so I'm super excited to give them a full-on test in Alaska, catching halibut and salmon on those things. Very, very excited. So check out the ReelQuick system. I got the QR code up on the screen. You can go over there and look at the opening page of his website and see what's going on there. And I'm just super excited to have ReelQuick as a part of our family. Daniel's been with me for 3 years as a really good member of the website. You got to watch him go diving on Justin's boat in the middle of the winter time to get the lines out of the propeller. He's a loyal member of Your Saltwater Guide, and he's made a phenomenal product. The ReelQuick product is unbelievable. No one's really done anything for the rod industry for a very long time. They've done tons of stuff with reels, but no one's done anything with the rod and how to hook the rod to the reel. And there you go. There you go, gang. The ReelQuick system is an incredible system. Gang, we got all kinds of stuff going on. I'm getting all kinds of text messages and stuff from people out fishing. Very, very windy today. A lot of wind is what people are telling me. A lot of wind. A lot of wind out there. But we'll see what happens the rest of the day. Tomorrow it looks like it's going to be beautiful out on the water. It looks like it's going to be a spectacular day out on the water. Tomorrow it backs off tremendously, so hopefully some of you can get out there on the Byte. I wanted to tell, Elliot and I talked about this yesterday. I've been talking about it for a few days. I need you all to hit the like button and the subscribe button on the YouTube channel. And I need you, any videos you see, if you could go there and hit the like button on all the comments. I mean, the thousands and thousands of comments. How funny is it to hear all these people talk about how I don't know how to hook a bait on, or I don't know how to pick up a bait? If you watch my videos, and I put out a phenomenal amount of videos, 7.5 knots, 6.5 knots, 7.5 knots, 6.5. Try it back and forth. Try different. But he found some dolphin in the Sea of Cortez. They're trying to catch a tuna on the dolphin. But all the words I use on those videos, gang, are made to get a response from people. So hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe to our YouTube channel. It'll all help us out tremendously. Kelly and I appreciate everything you all do for us. And I can't thank you all enough. My goodness, the family that Your Saltwater Guide has built is incredible, and I can't thank you all enough. If there's any more of you guys that have been out fishing in the last few days that are members of the website that want to call and talk about what you've been catching and where you've been catching it at and all that fun stuff, feel free to give me a call at 949-374-0786. And oh my gosh, my good buddy Don Stanley has a product here and a phenomenal thing going on Memorial Day weekend sale. Check this out real quick.
Hey guys,
this
Don
is incredible.
Stanley here. This Memorial Day weekend, we have some specials on the fillet board you desperately need for your boat. We've added some great features. First, an integrated knife sharpener. So yes, your knife will be sharper than Captain Dave Hansen's. We've also added cup and phone holders that attach directly to your fillet board.
Hey,
Our
buddy,
fillet
hold
boards,
on a
like
second
most,
and I'll
have
you
tool
right
slots cut into the base. But if you're concerned about having a knife sticking out the bottom, maybe you have small children or clumsy adults on board, we have a solution. Our fillet knife sheath attaches directly to your board, protecting your guests from that sharp knife. The knife sheath and cup holder are usually sold as options. However, this weekend, from Friday, May 23rd to Monday, May 26th, the first 15 orders will include both the knife sheath and the cup holder for free. Just use the coupon code YSWG25. And because you're watching this through your Saltwater Guide, you'll also receive free shipping. This offer is only good for this weekend, so don't waste any time. You've got a lot of fish to fillet this summer, so order yours now while you can get the free stuff and free shipping. Offshoreproducts.net, offshoreproducts.net, offshoreproducts.net.
And gang, that built-in sleeve for your knife, that is a great idea, Don Stanley, because not only children on the boat, chance to get them cut, but I've seen so many times where a fish takes off to the left or the right of the stern and that knife's hanging out in the back of the board, bang, gone. Or so many times I reach my hand under there to get something and cut my hand. Yeah, I know you're all going to say, well, you're a little kid, Dave. Yes, I am. There's no bigger little kid in the whole world than me. But there's the QR code. Take advantage of this. You guys are going to get one anyway. You might as well get it while it's on sale from Don Stanley. Get the free stuff with the knife sharpener. Bill Varney, good morning. How are you?
Hey, good morning, little Dave.
Good morning, Billy. What's happening?
Hey, I just wanted to call in and say hi to everybody for this weekend. I hope everybody has a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. But just wanted to give you a surf fishing report. Do you have a few minutes for that?
Absolutely. We got about 15 minutes.
Okay, I don't think it'll take that long. We should have a minute or two left afterwards. Well, anyway, the surf fishing's been really good. Today, of course, it's been overcast and the swell is building up from the south, which has been really good news. I don't know if you've been reporting it, Dave, but the water temperature over the past week has really gone up quite a bit inshore there. So it's been good bass fishing and of course, good fishing on the beach. But up in Santa Barbara, a few days ago, got real windy up there. There was kind of some red tide with that colder water when it rolls over. All of that mostly has cleared up. The halibut fishing got really good up there, up by Campus Point, up by the university. And, right below the university, Dave, is a place that you'd love to go fishing. It's called Moore Mesa. And probably every day of the week, I'd say there's probably like 1,000 or 1,500 people on the beach there. It's all nude, but it would be a great place for you to fish there. So Moore Mesa, that place has been good. You get down towards Santa Barbara Harbor, traditionally the sand spit, which is at the outside of the harbor, creates this sandbar the way that the harbor's set up at the end there. And that's had some halibut. And then below that, graveyards, which, boy, that sounds like a fun place to have your first date. Graveyards has had some good fishing down there, too. There's these metal groins that go out in the water there. They go out like probably 40 feet from shore, from the sand, and they get more exposed as the summer goes on. But those metal groins, they were originally built there because there's a giant estate above it, and that estate, which was owned by what would be a billionaire today, millionaire back in 1900, he had like hot tubs there, and they took the salt water through these pipes out of the ocean, warmed it up, and then he had these 3 little houses that people would go down and sit in the hot tub on the beach. So fishing right there is really good because that creates all this structure, and then it has all this stuff growing on it, and that area has been really good too. And then when you go down to Ventura this last week was just crazy good Corbina fishing. I mean, it is like the center of the universe right now for Corbina is in Ventura, which is unusual. Normally we would see it kind of start down south, San Diego, and then move its way through Orange County and so forth north. But it's been really good there in Ventura. That will continue. And it's been all along the beach. There's been a lot of soft shell sand crabs. So guys have been using those. They've been using some grubs. They've been using bloodworms. Those are really the 3 big baits along there. And then, Dave, I got a report from one of my Malibu guys who said that he fished right below Pacific Palace. That means, of course, he was wearing a hazmat suit when he was fishing, but he did get some bites, and he got a 30-inch halibut down there. And he was telling me that the water has cleared up a lot down there. I don't know if that's negative or positive, maybe it just settled to the bottom, but he said a lot of the charcoal and stuff that was washing up on the beach has gone away now, so that's a good sign that's moving in the right direction. And then Hermosa Beach had a bunch of around 12th to 8th Street, 8th to 12th Street there, had quite a few Corbina in there. There's a lot of sand crabs there. And then in Orange County, one of our anglers caught about a 4.5-pound yellowfin croaker, and like a 4.5 pound yellowfin croaker is like a 12-pound bonito. I mean, those things fight like crazy in the surf. So fishing along that whole stretch in Orange County has been really good for the smaller perch, because it looks like all those big perch have spawned out now. Several halibut. And a couple of, big yellowfin croaker, a lot of yellowfin croaker, a couple of big ones, and then a few spot fin croaker has been good. And then lastly, like when we make our way to San Diego, striper caught right to the very south of Carlsbad, downtown Carlsbad, right on the beach there. Park right there is like a 2-minute walk to the water. A nice striper 30-incher was caught there. And then the other big news, and of course Captain L knows all about this short fin Corbina bite inside San Diego Bay, San Diego Harbor, now up in Mission Bay, has just been outstanding. One angler over the last 2 weeks has landed 7 short fin Corbina over 30 inches. So surf fishing continues to be good, and it'll just get better as we go on.
And gang, if you enjoyed any of Bill's report just now, understand he gets so excited he wants to tell everybody everything. But the best way to get all this information is to go to the website and sign up to Bill's game plans that come out every Thursday at 3:30 in the afternoon. And you'll get all the stuff you just got, but you'll get way in depth of how to catch all these fish. So Bill is a plethora of information. And if you want more information in depth so you can be catching fish like the people that he was talking about, I would definitely go over there, sign up for Bill's game plans. I put the QR code up on the screen. And what you just heard is just a tiny, tiny bit of what you get over there. So you're going to get, if you loved what you just heard and you want more in depth of what's going on so that you can be successful when you go, the thing that Bill does for everybody, like you've been doing with Matt Ryan and Jason Cutter and a bunch of the members, is you're talking to them while they're down there on the beach fishing, which is absolutely insane if you ask me, Bill.
It is crazy. Like I was telling you the other day, it is crazy. These people that are in the group, we have it set up where I say, like, when you get to the beach, just take your phone and take a picture, maybe 3 different angles of the water, and I will analyze it instantly for you and call you back and tell you where to fish. And then they'll be fishing along, they'll be catching this and that and taking a picture of this and that and sending it in. And not only am I getting all the conditions from around them, but I can help them right on the spot. I can see right from their phone pictures where the drop-off is and where that corbean is swimming back and forth. It's amazing technology, and I'm super excited about it. Yeah,
and you don't hold back anything for the members. He's always there for you, gang. So check him out. Give him a call. And Darren, you're asking about Diamond Valley Lake. Captain Al Clowers, he's getting ready to launch the Your Freshwater Guide series on the Your Saltwater Guide. So he's going to start covering places like Diamond Valley Lake and all the other lakes you get to see Al fishing on. So he's going to start to put that series together. And we know that's going to piss off a lot of people when we start telling you where to fish at all these great lakes. And I told Al, you might as well get in there and get to be as hated as I am. So get that hate level up there. The thing about what Bill Varney does, there's no one else doing what Bill Varney does. So Bill doesn't have all the hate that Dave Hansen has. We got to get that level of hate up there for you, Bill.
My hate level is much lower than yours. My hate level is not between me and other anglers. It's me and surfers. That's where the hate level is going.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you must have talked to that Bill Varney guy. Look at you out here where we're surfing. Yeah.
Yeah, really. We got to surf around that guy.
Yeah.
And you're just thinking to yourself, I got a number 4 hook. I've got 6-pound test and a sinker that was 1/8 of an ounce. Wow, that's really dangerous.
Oh, yeah. Gang, a lot
are swimming underneath them.
A lot of you were asking, did Marley? Yes. It's pretty weird. Yesterday, Marley was all by himself. I know a lot of you watched the show yesterday. Kelly and I went to the East Cape and left Marley at home by himself for the first time ever. And by himself, he sat here and he ate every single thing we put in his cage. So obviously he doesn't like me and Kelly anymore, and he only eats when we're not here because he hasn't eaten again today, but he ate yesterday like he had 10 buttholes. He ate so much yesterday, I was blown away. So I might have to leave again for a while. Kelly and I maybe go to the beach today or something and leave him here so he can eat something, Bill. It's pretty strange.
I forgot to tell you that your neighbor called me yesterday. Okay, well, with that note, I got to get to work, man. So everybody have a
yeah, go to work, Bill.
We will be so jacked, and we'll see everybody next week.
All right, buddy. Thank you for the call, and thanks for all the great reports. See ya.
Yep.
All right, everybody. So there's Bill's QR code. Herm, I saw your message. What I would do is I would call Todd Manser. He'll be able to tell you who can put brakes on your trailer. That's kind of Todd Manser Marine. He kind of takes care of all that kind of stuff. And Dana Point's his hometown stomping grounds. I spent a little bit of time in Dana Point too, but Todd will get you set up with the right guy. I know it's Memorial Day weekend. You may have a hard time getting a hold of him, but there's his phone number, Herm, up on the screen. Give Todd a call. And then don't forget, Don Stanley's got that phenomenal deal going on right now with the custom-made cutting boards, offshore products. There's this QR code up on the screen. Jump over there and get that while he's got this great deal going on. You're going to get one anyway. You need one for your boat. You've been seeing them for the last, 6 months. Justin's been showing them on his boat. Everybody saw them at the Pacific Coast Sport Fishing Festival. Why not get it? Why, like Don said, why there's some free stuff attached to it. What a great deal. So get that over there. And there's the QR code for those of you that missed it. And then don't forget, you want to check out this ReelQuick fishing system. There's the QR code. You can jump over there. You can look at all that. You can see what we're talking about. Go back, watch the video. Watch Don Hansen Day, all the different, lots of people fishing with the product on Don Hansen Day. And then I will be in Alaska on the 10th of June fishing with Daniel's product. He sent me up 3 rigs. So the three rigs will be getting used big time, catching salmon and halibut and all kinds of different rockfish with it. So we're super excited about that. Thank you, Daniel. And Don Stanley, thanks for making that cool fillet board for Justin and Pablo and Al, showing off your Saltwater Guide logo and showing off their logos. I appreciate everything you do for us and the brand. And gang, we got time. Lisa, were you out fishing? Are you going to call me? Do you have time? We got time for one more phone call, Lisa, if you want to call in real quick and tell everybody what you caught. And and go back through all of our old shows if you got nothing to do. The wind's blowing today and you're stuck at home. Hit the like button on all the comments. Just go through the comments for a little while. It helps me out tremendously. I don't care what platform, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, X, Threads. Go through there and hit the like button on all those comments. It's fun, especially the hateful comments. When you hit the like button, I can only imagine their poor heads have to explode because they think they're getting to me. Well, just so they know, they missed getting to me by about 40 years. You can't say anything that'll bother me anymore unless you go after Kelly girl, like that one coward guy did. You go after my wife or my kids, then we got a problem. But me, I'm fair game. Have at it. Good luck. But leave my family alone. All right, gang. Well, you weren't out fishing, so John Stanley was just spreading some weird rumors. We're going to be back on Monday with Justin and Al and Pablo, and we'll be talking about what goes on. No, we're not. No, we're not. It's Memorial Day weekend. Kelly and I are taking off the next couple days. We're not going to be around. We'll be back having the show on Tuesday. That is my monkey. That is Marley, the marmoset monkey. Those of you that don't know, we do this podcast 6 days a week live. And my good buddy Marley right here, he's my little monkey. He's been with me for 4 years. He's 5 years old. He hangs out with me during the show. And he's always hanging out with me. We make a lot of videos together. He is a monkey. He is called a marmoset monkey. He's the smallest monkey in the world. And he's super cool. Calm down. Let everybody see you. Just relax. Say hi. Yeah, he's super happy to be here. But yeah, he's pretty cool. He loves being on Daddy's shoulder. That's his comfy spot. We cruise all around Cabo together. We kind of, everybody knows Marley. They don't really care about me. They love to see the monkey, though. Yep, it's pretty cool. J-Man, watch our show every single day, 6 days a week. We do the only live podcast. And I got big news. The artist Wyland is going to be joining us next Friday. Gang, if you guys know anything about Wyland, he is one of the most incredible artists of the portraying the ocean and portraying the whales and the dolphins and just all the great things that live in the ocean. So when you look at his stuff, for me, it reminds me of everything I've ever done in my life. And he is just a phenomenal artist. We're going to have a great hour hanging out with him because he's really good friends with my sister, Donna. So Donna will be on the show for a little bit on Friday with us. And Wyland's going to be here for the whole hour. It's going to be incredible. He's got a lot of really cool things going on. He started out in Laguna Beach, California. He's got a beautiful gallery there in Laguna. He just got done painting that wall at the gallery in Laguna. He's got murals all over the world, and it's going to be a really fun show. I'm really looking forward to it. And if you can't watch another show, watch next Friday with Wyland. But It's going to be great. Everything's good. Thank you all so much for all the support, being there for me. And we will see you on Tuesday. Try to have a good weekend. Turn off the news. They're all lying. And I'll see you Tuesday. This is the only place you get the truth. I don't care left, right, middle. They're all lying.